Sukwigar Vodeon and hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Gungho Guns here from Mando, and yes, the mustache is still here. Last week it was offered its own Senate seat, but turned it down because apparently politics is only for fleet and beneath us. Today we're back in SWTOR, and I gotta tell you guys, I have so many requests for this video that I finally locked myself in a room and made it today. I'm going to show you how to actually play the Lethality Operative in PvE in 2025. Now, there are three ways to do this. Number one, the old priority system, which is where you need a flowchart and a possible PhD. I'm just kidding, it's actually pretty easy. I'll show you that as well. Number two, the old 24 to 36 bound rotation that you need to memorize, which is crazy. But again, I'll give you that rotation if you just want to memorize 36 different combos. Or my way, the number three way, the lazy way. I'll give you a simple rotation that you can actually follow pretty easily and still get 30k plus DPS in any operation and feel like a king. So sit back, my friends, relax, and let's get this done for Mandalore. Looking for like-minded lunatics to play SWTOR with? Then why not join the Mando community? We're on the Starforge server, and we've been around since the Star Wars Galaxy days. Back when blasters overheated and the cantina was the real endgame. We run everything: PvE, operation, dungeons, weekly world bosses, PvP, duels, bounties, you name it. If it explodes, we're probably already there. So if you want a crew that actually plays and isn't just standing around on fleet courting Revan, then join Mando. Discord is in the bio. Strap-in is going to get loud. All right, thank you guys very much for being here. I very much appreciate all of you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and then let me know in the comments what you guys think, if I missed anything, or if you guys want to see something else, let me know and I'll be happy to help you with that. Now let's get into it. On today's agenda, I'm going to show you everything operative for the Lethality spec. First, we're going to go over all the gear, all the stats where you need to be when you're actually doing this, and other little tips and tricks. After that, the things that you actually need to understand while playing this class. That way you're not just clicking buttons, but you actually know what you're clicking and what it's going to do to your character. After that, I'm going to give you the three rotations. The first one obviously being a priority system, but again, you can find that one on YouTube everywhere. That's what everybody kind of gives you because nobody can actually do the rotation themselves. Then I'm going to give you the 24 and 36 bound rotation that is recommended to you if you're crazy and you want to learn, that rotation. I'll give that to you if you want to memorize it, no problem. And then finally, I'm going to go in depth and actually talk about the rotation that I use and how I've been playing all these years, which is again a very simple rotation that you need to follow. You can actually memorize it pretty easily and still get over 30k damage and be top of the parse board. Anyway, let's get into it. Here are the best implants, and the tactical is the Sinnoh shots. This is the one best in slot for the Lethality Operative. Now, there are some people that swear by viral elements for more AoE damage. I personally don't believe in it. I think the Sinnoh shots is best in all cases, but again, if you want to do a little bit more AoE damage, go for it. Viral elements is really, really good. But again, for me, Sinnoh shots on boss fights and in most operations is the one that you want to be at. Now, the two implants that you want is the Tactician and the Locked and Loaded. As you see, mine are not really leveled, and that is on purpose because I want to show you guys how much damage you can do at a lower level. I am using, as you see right here, the 300 augments. Those are the old augments. I'm not using the new ones. You can do a lot more damage if you were to power these two up and actually gear everything properly and get to 343. With the 318 augments, you can probably push 36 to 38k pretty easily. But again, I'm just going to show you how to do 30. That way you are ready to go for any kind of raid in this game. Going really quick into stats. As you see here, we need the 2694, the 10%, if you will, for accuracy, as well as tech, if you right here, 110%. This is a must. That way you don't miss anything. For alacrity, even though you only need that 7.15%, which is 2054, I like to be at 2200 or 2300. That's just my personal. I feel my character plays a lot better when I'm there on all my classes, so that's again what I do. But again, if you don't want to invest those points, 2054 is just fine. Is that 7.15% to get that 1.4 GCD. Everything else goes into critical. Now, as you see here, guys, I am, geared towards NIM progression and things like that. If you do not plan on doing any PvP or NIM, you just want to do story mode, adventure mode operations, then you really don't need this much alacrity, especially if you have the Zeal perk. If your guild offers the Zeal perk, you definitely don't need that much alacrity. You can get away with just having the basic amount. If you give me a second here, I'll pull it up for you. And that is the 560. The 560, which will just, again, give it to you from your implants by themselves. So you actually don't need to invest any alacrity whatsoever. You can just put all crit ones in your entire gear. That's, again, only if you are running, or your guild has Zeal perk and you don't plan to run any kind of NIM content. Because when you PvP or you do NIM, which is master mode rating, the guild perks do not work in there. That way you need to then, build for that. Me personally, I'm lazy. I don't want to switch out gear, so I just build for NIM and save it. I don't need the extra points that you're going to get from the Zeal perk. Anyway, moving on to the combat style. I'm not going to go over all of this, guys. Feel free to copy it. This is, again, what I use is the best in slot in my opinion. I will just give you some examples that you need to watch out for. For example, number 43 or level 43. Me personally, I take Tactical Overdrive. I think that it resets the stim cooldown, and the mastery upgrade that it gives you is so good, and I think it will give you even more damage if you use it properly. This is the one that I choose. However, majority of lethality operatives that are doing this or that are doing this in operations actually go with tactical offense, which is, again, really good. By having a tactical advantage, which is, by the way, what you build towards to, you're going to get 5% more crit chance and all damage dealt and healing dealt by 5%, which is amazing. So again, I can see why everybody takes this. Again, me personally, I like the tactical overdrive, but again, both, you can't go wrong. Everything else should be the same for everybody. It is just, what it is. There's a few passives that I'm going to go over with in a little bit, but again, we'll get to that here in a second. All right, before we get into the actual rotation, here are a few quick notes that you absolutely need to know. Otherwise, you'll just smashing buns like a Jawa on espresso. No bueno, okay? I'm just going to go over a few of them, and you definitely should pay attention. Number 1. This is a dot spec class, meaning you have 2 poisons, Corrosive Dart and Corrosive Grenade, just like so. And if you apply them to the target, they will take for 24 seconds, which means you don't need to reapply them again until you're at least 22 seconds in. Translation: do not panic and spam them every 3 seconds. This will burn down your damage. You will do nothing if you're just pressing these all the time. Number 2, and again, I'm going to pause the video here for this. This class is a builder spender class. You build something called the Tactical Advantage. And again, I'll show you here really quick what that looks like. And it looks like this. The little icon there looks like a blue chiss guy and like a little lost UI in there as well, maybe a little avatar. This is pretty much how you play this class. It's, again, a builder spender. You build these tactical advantages with certain moves, and then you spend it on moves that actually, take the tactical advantage, and it does just ridiculous amounts of damage. Again, you can hold up to 2 of these tactical advantages, so it's something to keep an eye on. This is, again, very important to this class. How you actually play this class is with these tactical advantages. The next ability, or number 3, I should say, is the one I want to talk about is your Shiv. Shiv is very important because it grants you a tactical advantage just like so, as you see right here. But on top of that, it also does a few other things. It grants the ability or the passive, and I'm going to actually pull it up here, called Lethality. This is a really good passive that it grants you because your next Corrosive Assault, which is one of our abilities, will cost no energy at pretty much free damage. Here's the really cool thing about Shiv. It's a really fast cooldown, as you see right here. It's every 4th other move after it. You can reuse it and for an additional advantage. So keep that in mind. Every 4th move, you can use Shiv to give you 1 advantage or tactical advantage again. Very cool ability. The next ability that I want to talk to you guys about is your Toxic Blast. This is pretty much your bread and butter, and again, occasionally some wine as well. It is your hardest hitting ability. It does everything. On top of that, it grants you a tactical advantage. You want to use this move on cooldown. This is, again, one of the 2 moves that you use on cooldown because it just gives you so much damage. Do not mess with this. Use it all the time. The next ability that I want to actually talk to you guys about as well is your Lethal Strike. Always, again, use this on cooldown. It does not cost a tactical advantage, but again, it will do so much damage. Here is a really cool part. If we go back to our tree and we look at number 60, if you read the second sentence there, if you use this out of stealth, or while you're in stealth, I should say, it will grant you a tactical advantage. So it's a really good way to open up a battle is out of stealth with a lethal strike. It will grant you an additional, tactical advantage, which is again really, really cool. So kind of start thinking about that. How can I use this, out of stealth? And again, when you start combat as well as with your cloaking screen, you can use both to get that additional advantage. And finally, I want to talk about Stim Boost. Stim Boost will also grant you a tactical advantage. It's a really cool combo, especially if you use Tactical Overdrive like myself. You can use Stim to grant you one, reset it with Tactical Overdrive, and then if you need it again, you have two of them. Again, super cool little trick with that. All right, let's kick things off with the rotations. And again, I have 3 for you, but I'm going to give you mine first, the easy one. I actually want to give you this, and I'm going to do a parse right after, so you guys can actually, easily figure out how to play this class, get to 30+K. And then if you want to try the crazy ones, you absolutely can. It will all be bookmarked. After the parse at the end of the video, I will have the other 2 rotations, including the priority system one, as well as the 24-36 bound rotation you can memorize if you're crazy. But I will include it in this video, so it's like a one-time shop for everything. But again, I want to make things easy for you. So I'm going to give you my rotation, a very simple one that will get you 30K, and we'll go from there. As you see right here, I have a ton of key bindings. We're not going to do that. We're going to actually make our own, as you see right here, and we're going to click, so it's a little bit easier to follow. Now, this rotation has an opener and then a very small rotation for you guys to follow. So this is the opener right now. And again, you can do this one time and you never have to do it again. Okay, this is how you open, and then you put it away. So I always put mine on the very top of the screen. It's just a little bit easier for me to follow, but that's just me. You guys don't have to do that. Anyway, the opener is very simple. Always start in stealth, just like so, okay? And then you can always use hold traverse to, jump at the target. If your tank doesn't want to wait for you, you can definitely do that. Up to you. Now, you want to start off with Stim Boost because that's going to give you a 1 tactical advantage. Then you want to reset it with Tactical Overdrive. Now, after resetting your Stim Boost, you're also going to get, for the next 15 seconds, 20% more mastery, which means it's go time. This is a lot of damage, okay? So right after that, you want to pop your Lethal Strike, which is going to do a lot of damage, but it will also grant you a tactical advantage, meaning you have 2 now. Then you're going to go Corrosive Grenade into Toxic Blast, because we want to use that off cooldown, into your second Corrosive Dart, which is your second dot ability. Then you're going to go into Tactical Superiority, which is again a group buff. It's going to give you a lot of critical chance and all that good stuff. Into your Corrosive Assault, pop your Adrenal at this point, and then go Shiv into 2 Corrosive Assaults. This is going to be a lot of damage. You are most likely going to pull the threat off the tank. So again, warn the tank, give him a heads up. Stuff is going to go down. But again, this is a lot of damage. And again, that is your opener. It puts the dots on them for 24 seconds. So again, our rotation is based on the belief that the dots are already on the enemy. Now let's go for the first part of the main rotation. And it's very simple, as you see right here. Again, all your dots are already on there and you have some tactical advantages from your opener. We're going to start off with Lethal Strike into your Corrosive Assault, into our Shiv, into a Toxic Haze, into a Toxic Blast, into a Corrosive Assault, into a Shiv, and finally a Corrosive Grenade. That is again part 1 of the rotation. And then we are going to do a second part of the rotation right here, which is again after our Corrosive Grenade, we're going to jump into Lethal Strike, Corrosive Assault, Corrosive Dart, Corrosive Assault, Shiv, and 2 more Corrosive Assaults. The reason why I have this like this, it is perfectly timed. That way your Shiv will always be available, your Lethal Strike will always be available, as well as your Assaults and your Toxic Blast, and your dots are being, resent at appropriate times, so you're not just spamming crazy things. Now, if you just do this, and the opener. I promise you guys will be at 30K, okay? And let me show you a parse to actually show you the full rotation and how that looks like. All right, we have orbs on the right side. And again, I'm gonna apply some debuffs. So this right here will make it into a boss fight. And then I will do the 2 million HP again, so we're not waiting here forever for the parse. And then we will go from there. I'll put on some music and I won't actually talk through this, but you guys can follow. As you see, I have removed all my bars and I've just put these down here for you guys to easily follow along as I click. Now, again, I'm not the fastest clicker, so guys, I hope that you keep that in mind. But as you see, we have the buffs. So let us get started.
All I ever wanted was you, but you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted.
And that is it, my friends. Easy 30K, right? Now, let us quickly go over to the two other rotations. And I'm not going to go too much into them. But again, maybe you want to do better than 30K and you want to push 36 or 38K, especially if you're fully geared. Here is another more advanced rotation. Again, this is going to be a priority system. This is how majority of us play. But again, if you want to learn, this is great for you guys. So this is a priority system that I'll put on screen. And I'll just quickly touch on it. I won't go too much into it because there's like a ton of videos on YouTube that you can find about this priority system. Everybody plays this way again. Really quick, the top two from the top to the bottom, FYI, the top two are your dots, meaning that they are 24 seconds long. You want to make sure that if they're not on, put them on right away. So you should never let your dots fall off. Again, try to reapply them between 20 seconds and 24 seconds in that 4-second window. Your Lethal Strike and Toxic Blast, these must be used on cooldown. They do the most damage. Your Lethal Strike does not consume a tactical advantage, and your Toxic Blast gives you one. Plus, again, ton of damage. So again, those two moves use on cooldown. Shiv is your really cool ability. Like again, every fourth, you can reuse Shiv. It will grant you a tactical advantage. On top of that, it also gives you a passive called Fatality, which makes your next Corrosive Assault no energy cost, which is amazing. Then right below that, we have Corrosive Assault, Toxic Haze. Now here is, I put on the very bottom so you guys can understand a little bit better. If you have 0 to 1 TAs, okay, that means tactical advantages, use Shiv, okay? If you have 2, use Corrosive Assault, or use Corrosive Assault if you have a Shiv or a Toxic Blast coming as your next ability. Because you don't, remember, you cannot use your Corrosive Assault or Toxic Haze if you don't have any tactical advantages because they consume them. Again, this is the priority system. If you just follow this and those rules, you will be fine and you will play this class perfectly. But again, you know, we'll go from there. Now let's go into the final rotation, which is the super sweaty one. Now here is the sweaty rotation. And again, I'll put two of them on the screen for you. On the left side is the one that the people from the server for theory crafting recommend. It's like 30, 40 buns, dude. Who is going to memorize that? That is crazy. I have a better one for you guys. I'll put it on the right side. This is a 24 bond rotation that, again, if you just want to turn off your brain, you want to put all of them, you know, 4 bars, 8 by 8, and just click through them. You can do this. You can literally turn off your brain and just do this, and you'll be like top DPS every time. But again, you know, it's here for you. You can copy it, go from there. I'm not going to get into it, but again, that is the rotation if you want to memorize the 24 bond one. That's it for me, guys. Thank you very much. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Again, I hope you guys try out my rotation. It is a very simple one, but again, it'll get you 30K, and it's kind of, you know, easy to use because it's not a lot of buttons, and it'll get you introduced to Lethality Operative while you're learning the, you know, the priority system and or the bigger rotation. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.